Hey everybody, I'm Mercedes and this is a late review. This is a place where I come to you with late reviews because I'm far too scatterbrained to review anything in a timely fashion. So we're gonna get right into it. I review music, movies, books, TV shows, anything that strikes my fancy, and today we're gonna get into It's Been Awful by Isaiah Rashad. This is an album that came out back in May. And Isaiah Rashad is actually one of my favorite rappers, and I enjoyed this album. I guess this isn't too bad of a timely review because he's actually going on tour in 2 days. He's starting in Atlanta. It's going to be called Lil Sonny's Awful Road Trip Tour, and it's starting on the 13th. My birthday is today, so I wish I could go on this tour or go to the opening show, but alas, I cannot. But anyway, the tour is going to go through September 28th. Where it's going to end in Tucson, Arizona. There are a few songs on this album that I would absolutely love to hear and see perform live. And we're going to get into those, but if you want, stick around and we're going to get into this late review. Alright, so to begin, we can talk about the new Sublime. That is the intro song to this album. And I love it. I absolutely love it. So one of my favorite lines of this song is when Isaiah says, "At my lowest, I've been the Clarkest kin." And boy, when I tell you, I really relate to that line because, oh my gosh, that says so much about being at your lowest in life, going through your own shit, going through your own struggles, and still finding a way to pull that Superman up out of you to be there for everybody else. So in the song, he repeats these phrases. There's a cycle of saying, somebody pray for XYZ, my sister, my cousin, my auntie, my mama. Like saying, somebody pray for these people, they are going crazy. And that says a lot about empathy and wanting to be there for everybody else and seeing what everybody else is going through. At the end, after he mentions everybody else and them going crazy, then he pulls it back to himself and says, somebody pick up for me, somebody be there for me, somebody pray for me, because I'm going crazy. I'm going crazy. So when he says, at my lowest, I've been the Clarkest kin, if you are a nerd like me, or even if you have a little bit of pop culture reference, you would know that Clark Kent is Superman's alter ego. It's his alias. You know, Clark Kent, to everybody in everybody else's eyes, is just a regular dude. He's regular, he's basic, he works a 9 to 5, he clocks out, and he goes home. And and he got a girl, like he's just a regular dude. When Isaiah said, at my lowest, I've been the Clarkest kin, that also means to me that my Supermanhood, because after Clark Kent clocks out, he's still Superman. He gotta go save people. At my lowest, I'm a regular dude. I'm going through my struggles, and I still pick up for everybody else. And I'm Clark Kent though. So all the Superman saving lives and everything, being the hero, saving the day, doesn't get recognized because I'm just Clark Kent. And that's how I look at it. And that's like the minute that Isaiah says it, I just like, oh my God. I recognize that in myself. Being concerned and worrying about and thinking about mom, dad, sister, brother, cousin, grandma, everybody. And then being like, you know what? Somebody pick up for me. Somebody help me out. Especially if you are, not saying this is my personal experience, but if you can relate to it, if you are a person who you are the person carrying that full load of being a savior and being the support system for everybody else in your family, in your friend group, being the mom friend, being the dad friend, being there for everybody else, and before you can even consider thinking about yourself, if you have to be a caretaker. I'm a nurse, so I see a lot of people when I'm caring for people at the hospital who sacrifice and give so much of themselves to be a caretaker. So if you are, my heart goes out to you. That's got nothing to do with the song, but just like as a person, I can see that. But just being the person that carries the load for everybody and just wanting somebody to pick up for you sometime, especially when there are people who are able to pick up for you, but they let you do all the work. Oh my gosh. But anyway, that's something that Isaiah breathes to life and brings attention to for me in this song and the new Sublime. And yeah, literally in my notes I wrote, having a heavy burden and feeling responsible for everybody else and not saving very much room for yourself to feel and breathe and be human. One other thing about the new Sublime that I definitely enjoy is that the melody is so relaxing and it's so calm and it's so ambient that you almost want to drift to sleep or just like relax into it. And that's something that I deeply appreciate about this album, this track of being an intro and this track of a song, especially when you're talking about something so heavy, but also providing an ambiance and atmosphere for people to relax and lean into. So that is the new Sublime. That's track 1, and on to the next one. Alright, so to skate on into the next track, it's Man on a Mission. Man on a Mission I really like. I really love the tempo of it. That's one of them that I would really like to hear live. Man on a Mission I would love to hear live. I love the tempo and the flow. It's kind of a good one to dance to, but also it gives me a vibe of like talking about how you just have to find a way to be happy in this life, and you have to find your happiness. Some people find it in substance abuse, but yeah, everything is for sale. We live in a capitalistic society. He talks about how they'll sell the air if they could, which they would. And so this is just a feel-good type of record to kind of say, I'm a man on a mission and nothing can stop me. It's just like a really good, I like to listen to this one in the gym. Or by the way, I've listened to this album in different scenarios. On long walks with my dog, listen to it in the gym, listen to it in the car. And I'd say I really enjoy this track when I'm working out. The next one, Same Shit. The number 1 song that I really would like to hear live is Same Shit. I had my dad listen to this record. This is his favorite song on the album. Just like, you gotta live. You gotta live. Everybody's going through the same shit on different scales, different details. You gotta get money until you're dead. We have to get money till we're dead in order to like actually find some happiness in life. And you just have to make the most out of your situation. And that's what Same Shit is about. And it's, oh my gosh, it's just like, the flow just makes you wanna like accomplish something. Get that bread, throw some weights around. Now, Boy in Red, that's the track with SZA. And typically I love a Zay and SZA collab. They always collab. I want to say every record he's been on, they've had a collaboration. Or every record he's put out, and typically they're always very good. I don't love this song. It's a cute summer bop. It reminds me of this one song from Baby Keem's album, and I can't play it, so I'll just like, I might sing it, but don't be mad at me if my singing ain't right. But it's like, it's more than one way you should love me. You know, that's the Baby Keem song that this record reminds me of. And in the flow and in the melody, it just reminds me of that song a lot. Even at the end, you know, Baby Keem's album was Casino, and you can kind of hear the slot machines and everything like, and there's like a quick little sound at the end of Boy in Red that sounds kind of like that. And like, not to say that they're ain't shooting for the same thing or anything, or we're influenced by each other or anything like that at all, but it's just something that my brain kind of put together and made a correlation to. But it's a cute summer lovey-dovey song. But you know, sometimes rappers put out these like female feature songs that they just feel obligatory in it, and it's just okay. It's just okay. I don't love it. He has more like lovey-dovey, like romance songs on this album that I like more. And yeah, that's Boy in Red. Superficial. I love Superficial. That's one that I like. I like that he says I hate lights in the ceiling, because I got a ceiling light on right now just because I'm filming, but I hate the big light. We don't do the big light. We do not do the big light. I like ambient light, and that, I don't know if that's a neurodivergent kind of thing, but, or just like, just a, you have taste kind of thing. But we don't do the big light. So when he says I hate lights in the ceiling, I'm like, I do too. But that's just, yeah, this song talks a bit about needing more than just attachments and wanting more than a superficial connection, but you're also terrified of that. And you've also been conditioned to only seek out superficial connections, and that's for the birds, for real. But, you know, it's always like, don't say too much. Keep it superficial. Don't give too much of yourself. But it's also, he gets to the point where he says, I know I'm flawed, but stay with me. But you know what? If you're out there dating or getting to know people, making friends, you know you're flawed. Everybody's flawed. And you want someone to be there and to stick around anyway. No one's gonna feel obligated or motivated to stick around with you if you aren't really showing all of yourself and who you really are. That's something that me and my friends actually just talked about yesterday. I had a homegirl who, we talked about how she went on a date with a guy and she really wanted to make a really good first impression, but at the same time she didn't feel like she was really showing enough of herself on the date and who she actually is. She wasn't being herself because she was kind of caught up in a mindset of wanting to perform and present a certain way, and that is that superficiality. And it's not just her, it's all of us. We all get into wanting something or wanting a connection so badly that you hold back, but you're also not really giving anybody a reason to stay if you're not really presenting all of you, you know? And that's just one way to look at it. Also, there's a skit where he's talking to Schoolboy Q. And Schoolboy Q's like, well, you've had a lot of things going bad. What can you say is going right? Or what do you have to be grateful for? Or what are you happy about in life? And Isaiah says agency. Agency is something that he's thankful for, and being able to do what you want when you want to do it. And a lot of people don't have that ability, or they can't break free from a mental prison that they have. First of all, being able to clear blockages that are telling you can't do a certain thing, or you can't have a certain thing, and just recognizing that you have agency in this life to do whatever the hell you want to do, and to make things happen and to manifest things into your life by putting in work and having faith. And so agency is a huge thing to be proud of, and I agree with Isaiah on that. Scared to Look Down is another one. This is really one of the first times that I've actually heard Isaiah kind of lightly, loosely reference the whole scandal regarding his sexuality that I won't really get into, but he mentions being talked about, and he mentions messing around with dudes and dudettes, ladies, having unprotected sex, making bad decisions, running from the police, but wanting to change and make a difference and become somebody better. And being afraid to, being so high in life and being afraid to look down and see everything you come from. But it's all about resilience. But I'm happy that he actually mentioned that, because I'm sure that having a scandal as a celebrity and having a lot of people talk about you, especially when you're going through trying to stay sober has to be an insane ordeal to deal with, but he's doing it. And you know, there are more songs that are coming up that I'm going to talk about where he actually becomes very real about how much of a struggle that is. But this is just the beginning of where he lightly leans into it. But this is another song that my dad really liked. My dad has like 6 songs on this album that he's like, ooh, I like that one. And that's one thing. I like to share music with my family. I like to share it with my dad. My dad was the first person who really got me into hip hop and lyricism. I remember being a little girl and riding around town with my dad listening to Ghetto Boys. My Mind Is Playing Tricks on Me. And speaking of, that's a lot of what this song is about. And yeah, so my dad likes Scared to Look Down. That's a good one. We'll get into Happy Hour. Happy Hour, I love the flow. I love the tempo. That's a lot of what Isaiah gets very good on this album. Oh, I do want to mention, there are a couple other albums where I have noted artists to do the, oh, this is a radio show, this is like Midnight Storm kind of thing as a interlude to between songs. And for this album is WWUR, Worldwide Underground Radio, that Isaiah brings in, and I love it. I don't know what it is about it, but it gives me a very relaxed, intimate kind of feeling. And so he does that, and I just love it. But about Happy Hour also has a good flow. The whole album, if there's anything that I can really applaud, is the ambiance of the album. It's very relaxed. It's a good intermix between upbeat, feel good, and like transient. Is transient the word I'm trying to think of? Transient. Just very hypnotizing almost, of a vibe, and I really like it. But Isaiah's always had a good flow, but this album has a very good mix of those things. One thing he says in this song is, my side, giving up on love, I need some more drink. And I'm like, hell yeah to that. Like, giving up on love, I need some more drink. Like, we're switching the priorities, switching the focus. Let's just have fun right now. And I don't know about you, but currently that's something that I'm feeling in life, is not trying to force things so much, which coming off of superficial, and I know Scared to Look Down was there, but coming off of superficial particularly, that's speaking volumes, because I'm tired of the way that my brain takes over and tries to push a superficial connection onto people, latch onto people in such a superficial way, and the ego gets in the way and keeps you from being deeper and giving deeper. But you know, that in itself is a personal struggle and a battle that people go through, is trying to be themselves and their honest selves with everyone, or even with people that they choose and who choose us. It's hard. And so sometimes it gets so overwhelming that you just want to say, look, I don't need to focus on this right now. I don't need to focus on love. We're giving up on that right now. Look, I need to focus on me and having fun and enjoying the moment. A lot of people say love doesn't really find you until you're not looking for it. And that's something that I'm recently just like really clicking into. Like, maybe we shouldn't focus so much on, am I being this? Am I doing this? Am I connecting this way? Let me do this, XYZ. And just be like, you know what? Let me just live. I need some more drink. Let me just have the most fun I can, safely, have the most fun I can, and whatever finds me is gonna find me. And that's Happy Hour. Like, yeah, I vibe with it. My mom got some lo mein, so that's what I'm chewing on. So brief interlude. I'll be right back. Hey everybody, I'm back. I actually fell asleep last night with my last review, so we're gonna pick up where we left off with Do I Look High? So, Do I Look High is one of my favorite songs on the album. You'll find, you may have picked up, my favorite songs on this album are the ones that are the more reflective songs, the ones that draw in a deep conversation. And Do I Look High is nothing short of that. So, Do I Look High talks about loving yourself. He actually says, love yourself, but don't do too much. Because you be effing everything when you be on that powder. And I feel like that's just about the thin line between self-love and overindulgence or hedonism. And I know a lot of people that can relate to this, not necessarily with, you know, cocaine and everything, but mostly alcohol. 1, 2 too many drinks and you be ready to, what you think you're doing out of self-love and liberation can turn into something very harmful, and more so a distraction from something way under the surface. He talks about watching too much X-rated content to understand what it is that he actually wants. You know, he specifically says knowing that he's brainwashed and feeling brainwashed into thinking you know what's cool and what's supposed to feel good versus actually being able to listen to your body and listen to your emotions, your emotional responses. And that is literally what overindulgence feels like. It feels like, oh, this is supposed to feel good. Oh, this is supposed to free me and liberate me and take me somewhere, but it ends up taking you much further away, and it's like you're missing the point. And that's just what resonated with me in this song. He talks about missing his innocence. So you have to question and ask yourself, am I actually free, or am I dressing up my behavior, my unhealthy habits, in a pretty bow called self-love, or rather liberation? Another thing that Isaiah talks about on this song, he says, the last time I told you I was sober, I lied. And he says that he was actually on methamphetamine at the time. And I love that he brought that to life, because that sent me down another rabbit hole of questioning. I was like, well, why do we do that? Why do that as people? And it's not just him. We tend to lie about, I won't say we tend to, but it's one part of coping with shame is pretending to be somewhere that you're not yet, and saying that you're in one place where you're actually far from it, and telling yourself that. And it's all about denial. It's all about denial. Even in the hedonism, and if you're a hedonist, I'm so sorry, because I'm really, it feels like, it probably feels like I'm really coming for your neck right now, but I don't mean to. I'm just talking about overindulgence because Isaiah is a self-proclaimed addict. So, but yeah, anyway, this is all tricky because manifestation is, or one form or tool of manifestation is to act as if. It's to act as if and to visualize or behave as if you're already in your desired reality. And there is a thin line, there is a difference between that versus distraction. There's being challenged to become and to be where you aren't yet, and then there's running from yourself. And that's one thing about manifestation. It's not just closing your eyes and like, if I just, when I open my eyes, I'm going to be where in my desired timeline. And that's debatable. I don't know. You might come from my neck on that one, but that's not what it is about to me. It's more so about making it plain in your mind and in your emotions, like putting yourself in the heart space of what it would feel like to be where you want to go. And you can't truly put yourself in that place if you are not accepting of your current reality. You know, like, it's like, how can you appreciate the sunshine if you don't feel the rain? Like, you have to accept, and you have to sit in your current circumstance where you are right now, and then you can imagine, well, I damn sure know where I want to be. I know I don't want to be here. I know I want to feel like what it's like to have money in my bank account consistently, have an emergency fund, have like XYZ, you know, instead of where I am now. And so when he says, I told you I was sober and I was lying, I was addicted to meth at the time, it's like that honesty that he felt the necessity to get out on this track. Imagine how that felt, like, to finally not run from yourself anymore and to actually be able to be honest and be truthful, you know, and being able to treat that desired reality as a challenge, that I'm gonna put these steps into place so that I can get to where I'm supposed to be. That's what manifestation is about to me, like putting these steps in place to get you to where you're trying to go. Because manifestation is faith in action. Isaiah also says that he's dancing with the dark to fall in love with who he really is. And that just makes it full circle, because that is what it's all about. Dancing with the dark to really fall in love with who you really are. That's what it's all about. Being able to accept your current reality. Accept yourself as you are right now, flaws and all, to really fall in love with yourself. No amount of wishing you were somewhere else, wishing you were someone else, wishing you were perfect, wishing you didn't act like that, wishing you weren't XYZ is going to give you the self-love that you desire today. You have to be able to say, okay, I love me. I love me. I love me in the midst of all of this darkness, in the midst of the shadow that I'm enveloped in. I still love myself, and I'm going to accept myself. And because I love myself, I'm going to do differently. I'm going to challenge myself to be somewhere different. A year from now, a month from now, I'm going to try. And that's what it's really about. But running from it by hiding from your exact reality isn't gonna help. It's not gonna help, because you don't conquer darkness by pretending that it's all light. You don't do that. You can't pretend that it isn't there. You have to become acquainted with it. So yeah, I really do love this song. It feels like the war with sobriety is laid out on the table. And even the melody feels like, it feels cyclical. It feels hypnotic. It feels like shadow work, and it feels like almost being in a behavioral loop. And I feel like that was done on purpose, and that's just something that I really appreciate about music. It just, God, I love music, and I love what artists like Isaiah are able to do with their art and their skill and their talent and their team. And I really just, it just brings the whole war with sobriety to life. But, and then he, in being trapped in repetition because of that like cyclical nature of the melody. But he mentions truly hoping that people are better than they were before. And that's like each and every day. And it means so much more because he's somewhere who's been there and is in the process of it. I won't say throughout this whole album that Isaiah sounds like he's preaching from the mountaintop. He's talking like he's somebody in the midst of this struggle. And he says these things like, I'm praying for this person. Somebody pray for me. Somebody, like, I hope that this person's okay. I hope that everybody's better than they were before. And it's just these little nuggets of encouragement, and I just, and humanism, just basic humanism and compassion and empathy, and I love it. But anyway, I've been rambling about Do I Look High. That's Do I Look High. The next two tracks, I don't have a whole lot to say. It's Get to Know You, which is another lovey-dovey song. It feels a bit more raw and more my speed than Boy in Red. And I hate to feel like I shit on that song, but even this one, it didn't wow me, but it's okay. And then Cameras more of a radio friendly poppy kind of song. Dominique Fike is on it. It's alright. It isn't really my speed either, but it's okay. It's cute. They're cute songs. I wouldn't say Get to Know You is cute, but you know, it's okay. Act Normal. Act Normal is another favorite because it's also, it can get kind of deep. Act Normal, he talks about sneaking and watching adult content when he's a young boy with his friends. He talks about finding his dad's X-rated content collection, which I know a lot of people can relate to that. But he also talks about having a family full of sex addicts and discovering that. What is love when I don't trust a boy or a girl, and treating sex like a sport? And that's crazy because the song is called Act Normal, and that's what a lot of people do, is they normalize dysfunction because it's almost cultural to them. Because if you're raised in dysfunction and you are raised to have certain unhealthy habits and they become a part of you, that is your new normal. That is what your normal is. People are avoiding their deep-rooted issues that are contributing to them being harmful and using people and feeling like intimacy is threatening. And they act like it's normal when it's not. It's not. And it makes everything, it makes the dating pool tragic. But it's a huge issue today because people do act normal. I think that this song calls to action what gets normalized when nobody wants to examine the wound underneath our behavior, and what behaviors are learned and inherited and not individual choices. And you can make an individual choice to be different and to feel different, but you have to become aware of your social construct. How do you even know what's dysfunctional? You don't until you realize you're miserable, and you just go from there. 10 States Away is the next one. But 10 States Away, I kind of tie into the one following, which is Nothing to Hide, because I feel like they both tell a story. So 10 States Away, y'all, it literally sounds like an ode to a baby mama. It sounds like an ode to a baby mama and the struggles of being young parents, and one person, i.e. him, Isaiah, being on the road all the time. And I mean, he literally says in the song, he got new friends, he's got hoes, he's planning his escape route. He says, I'm planning my escape route. And that's wild to me. But it talks about the life on the road and being away from responsibility, i.e. has its appeal. And then Nothing to Hide, it loops into that one. It feels like he's talking about trying to make things work and it's not happening. It's just not happening. He says, it was never the plan to be apart. Can we afford the fee of art? And that's AKA his career. He's the artist. He's a musician and he's on the road all the time. Can the relationship withstand the fee of him being this artist and having the responsibility of being on the road all the time and being exposed to options, women, drugs, travel, living a dream pretty much. So I like them. I think they're nice songs. They're good. Superpowers is another one that I listen to often just because it feels good. I like the tempo of it. I think it's a cute song. My dad liked that one too. But he says in this song that, you know, he mentions like he makes great music, and he's a great lyricist, but his consistency isn't always there. He doesn't drop often. When are you dropping music? I don't know. But you know what I like about this song? I don't really know what he's saying his superpower is. I think it's that he minds his own business and he does his own thing. Because even in dropping when you want to, that's doing your own thing. And he does say in this song, I don't know, to a lot. And I like that. Because he, like, for instance, he says, say I'm never going back, but then again, I don't know. And going back could be talking about anything. And like, after listening to this album, it could be talking about addiction. It could be talking about the old substances, the old habits, the old relationships, the old versions of himself. And it's like, say I'm never going back, but then again, I don't know. And that's lit. That's so freaking real to me. It's so real. You don't know. It even says, please don't go back. Oh yeah. It says, no. That's me. That's my note I wrote. Please don't go back. But no, he says, if I don't change my ways, it's over. You don't want to be my friend no more? Well, keep praying for me. And I feel like I know a lot of people who live unhealthy lifestyles or make poor decisions in life, and it's like, oh, so if I don't change, you just don't want to be my friend anymore? You're gonna leave me? Fine, everybody leaves me anyway. And you know, it just goes down that freaking narrative. And just saying, I want to change, but then I don't know. I can try, I don't know. And that's just my type of song, because it's about like knowing your patterns is not the same thing as changing them. And knowing your patterns is a superpower. But what you do with it, that's what, with great power comes great, what? Responsibility. I probably could have made that way more dramatic than it needed to be for such a cute song. But 719 Freestyle is the last song on the album. And you know what? All I can say about it is it feels good. It's amazing in the car ride. And I love the beat. But a good third of this album is literally vibes. It's literally vibes. It literally feels good. It sounds good. And this album, you know, some of it's storytelling, some of it's a confession, some of it's introspection, and I'm here for all of it. I would probably give it a good, I'm gonna say what my initial thought was, 6.5 out of 10. And the reason I give it a 6.5 out of 10, I wish I could go on the tour and hear some of this music live, but I just, I don't know. It doesn't have as much replay value as I would have, you know, desired, or that I have gotten from some other Isaiah albums. It doesn't. Some of it feels repetitive to me, or it's too vibey and it's not really getting as deep as I would have wanted. Which is why I like a good solid like 6 songs from the album that I'm like, okay, I love that. I will come back to that over and over again. But anyway, that doesn't take away from the grand points that I have. So let me get to that. It's just a feeling. The whole album is a feeling. And I love his cadence. I love his tempo. I love his flow on everything. I love the atmosphere. I love the way that the album just occupies space. And I love that the overall statement that I got from this album is, I know what I do. I know why I might do what I do. I know what it costs me. Now what? I don't know. That's what I get. And whether any of us ever fully know and fully get a full comprehension and understanding of life and where we're going and ever to like figure it all out, that's one thing. But maybe growth is just about learning to recognize our cycles sooner and to tell ourselves the truth faster and to choose differently a little bit more often than we do. So that's been a full review of It's Been Awful by Isaiah Rashad. I do recommend that you give it a listen for your own and get out to the tour, listen to it in person, support Isaiah Rashad. He's a phenomenal artist. And yeah, have fun. Share your thoughts down below, subscribe, and if there's anything that you want me to listen to or give a full review of, please let me know. This is Mercedes, and this has been a late review.